The VIP area at Old Trafford is filling up. There is Eric Cantona back at the Theatre of Dreams. And in the background, officially the wealthiest man in Britain, £7.5 billion for Roman Abramovich, come to see if his side can clinch second place. There's his manager. Is this his last away fixture? Listen to the applause from Manchester United fans. Universally popular, Claudio Ranieri. We are at Old Trafford for Manchester United against Chelsea in the Barclaycard Premiership. We are interactive. You can press the red button on your remote to access all the various screens. Player cam starts with Ruud van Nistelrooy. Commentary from Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Steve Bennett back at Old Trafford, where you'll remember he was in charge of the Arsenal game when mayhem broke out. He gave that late penalty award against Arsenal for Manchester United, a penalty that Ruud van Nistelrooy missed. Arsenal would have lost their 6th game of the Premiership season. They're still unbeaten after 36, and Manchester United have lost that league title.
Just quite quickly on Chelsea. We thought Joe Cole might just play just behind Ida Johnson, but what they've started is Makelele just sitting in front of the back four, and then a quartet, Gronkier, Lampard, Jeremy and Joe Cole in front of him. So 5 in midfield for Chelsea at the start of the game.
Manchester United aren't the first team and won't be the last to lose their impetus in the league in the run-up to an FA Cup final. It has happened to their Cardiff opponents Millwall as well. But it's a little more surprising here. Injuries haven't helped, nor the suspension of Paul Scholes. So they're looking, apart from the need to sign off at Old Trafford with a win and the slim chance of pipping Chelsea for second place, they want to get their act back together for the one piece of silverware that they're hoping to bring to the great trophy cabinet here.
Yeah, it's a performance the Manchester United manager's looking for. They've had a couple of wins in the last half a dozen games, 3 wins or so, but nothing emphatic. And I think against the team like Chelsea, he wants to see his side play.
The link up between Ronaldo and the much more attack-minded Gary Neville these days, and Giggs had a little bit of a look at it, a flick at it.
Yeah, he's a little unlucky. He sat up rather horribly for Ryan Giggs, but this is lovely play. A little give and go there from Neville. Play around Chelsea quite easy now. Look at the red shirts here. Now, 2 things. He can flash it across the 6-yard box, or do what he did and pull it back slightly.
Makelele's header. Here's Wes Brown. Jeremy. Cole. Skipped away from Gary Neville, who rather committed himself. I mean, there's plenty of cover behind, I guess. Cole played well here for England against Denmark in November and scored. Jeremy, who's been a winner here in his time with Real Madrid. There's some season campaigners with Old Trafford success, and with Old Trafford memories, of course. There's an important member of the Chelsea hierarchy, their chief executive, once at Manchester United, Peter Kenyon.
Good football indeed. Slick pitch. 2 sides that will certainly want to pass the ball about. No excuses for that. So touch is important. Control. The ball's going to zip at players, and the first touch will really be important today.
Just to point out, Andy, it's a measure of the rivalry between Chelsea and Manchester United, certainly in business terms this season, that we look to Peter Kenyon there. Sven-Göran Eriksson was also in our shot and didn't get an immediate mention. And he's there, and alongside him the Millwall scouting posse. This is Wise and Wilkins. Heavy rain overnight. Jeremy. Ronaldo, probably of the newcomers from the start of the season, will look back with most credit on what he's achieved. He's settled in very quickly. He's a young man who plays with his head up. He goes around with his head up too. He's confident. And here's Giggs, who's always had his belief and his backers here at Old Trafford. He wants a corner, but amongst those backers around the ground, Steve Bennett was not one, and he pointed for the goal kick.
Good defending. They'd be thinking, why didn't they do that against Rutten just before half-time and Wednesday night, wouldn't he, Melchior, when he skipped past him? But that's what Giggs was trying to do, but shut the door on him that time, Mario Melchior.
Big onus on Eidur Gudjohnsen. Crespo, another of the non-travellers for Chelsea. Veron apparently was under the weather in midweek and hasn't recovered, despite the chance to be involved against his old club. Lampard, one of the hits of the season. No surprise that that bit of news that we broke at midday, that if you want Trezeguet, you'll have to give us Lampard, the news from Italy. No deal.
No, definitely is that request, I think.
Cole. Put in from Phil Neville.
You know what he is as well, Frank Lampard, though? It's refreshing for people like myself who are not 100% convinced about rotation. But you can play most of the season, or all of it, in fact, and still look as fresh as he does today.
And Sven-Göran Eriksson, we mentioned already, must be thinking about Lampard's bound to be in the squad, but how could he be in the team? In current form, you'd say yes. Here's Gronkjar, who had a mixed night, shall we say. And he might have a bit of a mixed day here. He's gone thudding into those advertising hoardings. Got his goal in the first half, his first goal of the season, first goal for a year. And then his game fell apart in the second half. The harder he tried, the worse it became.
Another example of Ronaldo there being allowed to drift and wander from that right-hand side. I think we'll see quite a bit of that.
Scholes. 1-0 to the other. A moment with the Ronaldo straying. It's easy for Fletcher just to fill in wide right. Van Nistelrooy for Scholes to strike one. Cudicini did well to not stop it, but to keep it within his reach, with Van Nistelrooy following up.
Lovely football. They were patient, they waited on Van Nistelrooy coming and showing. He eventually did. That's the link-up they're looking for. Goalkeeper does well. Difficult conditions. Look at the ball skip up at him. Soft hands, so it didn't bounce away from him.
One of the soft hands was healed after that injury that kept him out for 11 games. But Ruud van Nistelrooy hasn't played much recently. But when you check back over his appearances, he hasn't scored in his last 6 Premiership games. That's his worst run since he came into English football. A start that was delayed by a knee injury, a start that all seemed to happen when Chelsea were here one Easter Monday, when he was sitting in the crowd, and we spent almost as much time pointing the cameras at him as the match. Eidur Gudjohnsen and got past Scholes, and others were there just to diffuse the danger which was looming a bit for Manchester United. You remember, have lost 3 of their last 4. Not scored a goal in any of those 3 defeats. Ronaldo. Well, it had to be dealt with, because it was going right where they call the postage stamp, top corner.
Well, it's like Jesper Gronkjar, it's only with the left foot. It's a cross. There's no thought of him looking at goal and scoring, but it might just have dropped in. Had it covered. But it's an open enough start to the game. Chelsea, although playing only one up top, have shown it when they attack. They're prepared to put players up there.
Well, the one, Gudjohnsen is back helping defend. He's trying to keep Wes Brown in his sights. Gronkjar gets the first touch to it. Beaten by the bounce the second time. Brown tries to head it on. There is Gudjohnsen. They've left Joe Cole upfield. It doesn't reach him because Scholes is there. Giggs from the right, he'd taken the corner. Cleared by John Terry, who was a boyhood Manchester United fan and was courted by Manchester United, as indeed Joe Cole was. But London lads, they stayed in the south. Lampard. a bit surprised Lampard to be given the ball back by Jesper Grønkjær. Ian Payne referred to it. There was a great reception for Claudio Ranieri. So a lot of sympathy up and down the land for what he's had to put up with, or what we read he's had to put up with. The message still from Chelsea is, don't get carried away too much. There's no new manager in place at this moment in time. Phil Neville. Grønkjær. O'Shea winning it well upfield against Melchior. Ronaldo felt some contact from the Chelsea right back. Steve Bennett wanting to let the game go on. Manchester United would have wanted the game to go on. There will be some action afterwards.
I think it's just a coming together. It's an accidental clash.
He's got an opportunity now, the referee, if he wants to refer to earlier matters. He's having a word with Philip Neville, the culprit here against Grønkjær.
I think he pretty much knew what he had to do there. They were a little stretched. O'Shea, Ronaldo, they were all ahead of play, and Giggs. Phil Neville realised that. They were a bit stretched this side. Grønkjær had to skip past them.
Some 2.5 years for the record since Manchester United lost 3 in a row. And that particular sequence did include a home defeat by Chelsea. Lampard just trying to squeeze it out to the left-hand side, couldn't really get round the ball. Goal had gone forward.
I was just thinking it's not a bad place to come for Frank Lampard and his teammates if they want to shake off that hangover of Wednesday. Is it Old Trafford, 67,000?
You have to get your minds back on the present. The disappointment of the recent past. And Mr. Roy was chasing it. The flag went up against him. Fletcher came a bit later. Paul Mellon is the official on the far side. We should congratulate him. He's just been promoted to the Football League referees panel for next season. Big step up. Missed by Lampard. Giggs looks off Makelele. Terry trial of strength there with Van Nistelrooy. Cole, Lampard.
Well played.
Bridge. Lampard. Makelele in a crossing position from the left here, and he's spurned the chance of putting it in quickly.
That's when you're unnatural. Poor control, really, wasn't it? It was a lovely ball from Lampard to Jeremy, and Fletcher had just switched off, got caught ball watching. There was a chance there. He didn't make the most of it, Jeremy.
Lampard. Bridge. It'll come to Grønkjær. Trying to make space, and in the end try and place it in.
A chance.
Ronaldo with a run at Mario Melchior. Makelele coming across to try and help out. He can't do that, so who steps in with all the physique that he's got to offer? There's plenty of that. But that's the exciting play of Ronaldo within seconds of Jesper Grønkjær having a chance to score in successive matches. O'Shea. It's a long way. Too far, the Manchester United fans felt. They were disappointed in their reaction.
That was a lovely opening to this match.
Cole. Lampard.
Just didn't get enough on it, did he? It's a toe poke in the end. I just think, look at him arriving, look at the space he's got. Acres and acres, and the run's timed to perfection, but stretching with the wrong foot. It's the one he arrived at there with, and could only just get a little toe to it.
And Gudjohnsen actually took the defender in, didn't he? He made the run into he saw the same space. But might have been better for Chelsea. But look at John Terry trying to set off continue to set this positive agenda. When Chelsea have got a comfort here in that they can lose the game, but they're still really favourites to finish second. The home match against already relegated Leeds next week, a win would do it.
Oh, definitely.
Let's refer back to Jesper Gronkia.
Well, it's a lovely... Whereas Jeremy spun the chance wide, Wayne Bridge was never going to do that. Natural left-sided. Now, when he shifts this infield, it really does get a gap there to the goalkeeper's right. And I just feel he hits Silvestre rather than looking for the side of goal, which just opens up there. Play it alongside him, and he rather hits it at Silvestre.
Well, it's been an enthralling first 15 minutes with Chelsea certainly showing every indication they've cleared their heads from the Champions League near miss.
Well, in games like this, when big teams play each other, possession is vitally important, and Chelsea have used it well. Like that. Lovely little interplay of that. Jeremy just loses out, but that's the kind of football they've played.
Terry stepping in. Oh, he's put Gudjohnsen in. Oh, the flag's gone up.
Must have been close. Must have been close. When he intercepts this, I thought he was going to go wide to Cole. You see Joe Cole wide here now, and then he plays the ball just immediately. Oh, so he's just off, but the linesman's nowhere near in line. I would say that much. Nowhere near. He just about got it right.
I'd say if he guessed right.
Yeah. It's a let off.
We're coming from Terry again in almost autocratic fashion, coming forward. Gudjohnsen has scored in Chelsea's last 2 league games here. Brown. Silvestre. That's picked off by Gronkia.
Well, they haven't used it as well as Chelsea, Manchester United.
Ronaldo with the tremendous strength, and then they were cutting into him then. The foul came later, but Ronaldo rode what would have been a foul on him. I'm a bit of a fan, Andy, I have to say. Ronaldo,
yeah. I mean, when you think the lad's 19 years of age, Mark, I mean, I think there's been huge expectations thrown at the boy about what he should be doing. But he's 19, goodness me, let him mature. And they've got a fantastic talent, Manchester United, on board here. One that could be here for the best part of 10 years if he wants to.
Lampard. Terry, closing down by Manchester United. It was just a safe ball from Terry, really.
Right.
Been a bit more than that.
Yeah, it's not the worst ball we've seen. As an example, John Terry realised at times he's passed it about when he's unable to. He was under pressure there, so he just played it in the back, got Manchester United turning it towards their own goal, and now Chelsea have won it back again. The pass has been better.
Bridge. Gudjohnsen. Yes, it is a corner.
I think Tim Howard realised that this must have come off a United player. That's why he's scrambling to stop it going out initially. Otherwise, why would he even attempt to get that? But he kind of keeps it in, and then he starts to slide, and I'm not so sure that ball's gone out.
The whole of the ball. We'll see. We're given the verdict. Jeremy takes the corner. Brown dealt with it. Touch from Cole. Gronkia, expect the unexpected. Like that! Like that!
No, that wasn't a cross.
It was a goal in keeping with the way Chelsea have started this game. And Manchester United, on a pretty poor run, are behind again.
Well, I'm just surprised at the lack of pressure when this ball's played to him here. Now look at the time he's got here. Only Paul Scholes goes halfway, really, but no one else really makes a move to go and close him down. He takes 1, 2, 3. I mean, how many touches are you going to allow someone in your own 18-yard box to do this? And they've only got one person in a crowded box who comes out and gets anywhere near him, and that was Paul Scholes. And I have to say, they've paid the penalty for it. Fabulous strike.
Well, that game that we've referred to a couple of times today, the first match Claudio Ranieri was Chelsea's manager, 4 months short of 4 years ago, that finished 3-3. And there were some pretty spectacular goals that day. Should it have been a corner, Hank?
Well, the answer's no.
Giggs. O'Shea didn't quite get it. Chelsea players fighting each other to get it away.
Well, we talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. This boy might give Claudio Ranieri, our future manager, a problem. Robert Huth, giant of a boy at 19 as well, and I think fantastic future. He doesn't mess about, does he? Makelele was there and he thought, I've got to clear this, and if you're in my way, sir, you're going with it. But it's his goal, and a fantastic one. Last day of the season last year, he got his last league goal. Second last day now. Certainly worth waiting on. It's a super strike.
Talking to Glenn Hoddle an hour or so ago, Andy, about the ball. We'll hear Glenn's thoughts on the goal at half-time, of course. If you hit this ball right, the ball does it for you, and he certainly hit that one right, Jesper Gronkia. Ronaldo might do something similar, he didn't. Here's the nature of the Premiership football. You do have to get it dead centre on the sweet spot, as Gronkia did, but Ronaldo didn't.
Well, he might not know at the moment, the Manchester United manager, but he'll know pretty soon that this is not the best decision that the linesman gives here. It's not a corner, it doesn't go anywhere near all over the line, the ball. But this is what happened at the end of that. What a finish.
Yes, that did go over the line.
Oh, in a bit.
Well, it is a bit hit and miss at times, Jesper Gronkia's game. But I can tell you, his country, Denmark, regard him as a vital member of their Euro 2004 challenge. Of course, he played in a Denmark winning team on this ground this season against England.
Yeah, I didn't think it was great on Wednesday night, Jesper Gronkia. One of the poorest performances I've seen from his distribution. His final ball was as bad as it could have been, really. And even his goal that night was a mishit cross, I felt. But today, you can't start with a better way than that. At Old Trafford, to tuck one in like that, if that doesn't give you the confidence to go on and express yourself, in, not a lot else will.
Fletcher. Remember, Cudicini maybe a little bit late on parade. John Terry might feel.
Got there in the end, I guess.
But Chelsea only need a point today. And that is the guarantee of second place. And there's never been, since the start of professional league football in this country, there's never been a season in which London clubs have finished first and second. That might be about to change. We're halfway through the first half. Player cam, and we make no apology for this. Switching to one of these season's outstanding performers, Frank Lampard. Close-up view of what he does available if you're a Sky digital viewer. This time, Cudicini stayed well away. And good chasing by Fletcher.
He doesn't make many mistakes, John Terry, but he maybe should have dealt with that himself. He looked for his goalkeeper. I don't think he should be encouraging goalkeepers to come out of the box like that.
The earlier incident might have been preying on his mind. He will get the odd judgmental error from a young centre-back, however promising he is, and John Terry is still, what is he, 23? Yeah. He's done a lot in a short time. Now, always see Van Nistelrooy trying to work this interpretation of the offside law. Giggs takes, and Melchiot. Cudicini rather theatrically coming out, trying to get a free kick, but he's got it.
This is a fantastic defensive header, because look at Van Nistelrooy just waiting to pounce, but yeah, made him reel a bit, Cudicini. And he's playing a borderline offside again. It's a fantastic whip cross in there.
Ronaldo's corner. First to it is Lampard. Nokia again, look, if I'm over here, well, we can go and play. That's what Chelsea have done. Jeremy lent into that a bit, Cole, but it was the chest. Jeremy again. Makalele. Nicely work between Lampard and Bridge.
It was half-decent ball in there, but when you've only got the one up top like that, it's going to be so accurate. But again, the football to admire. Pleasing on the eye, wasn't it? This is where Chelsea have made life difficult for Manchester United, is finding a ball from here that they can actually get into midfield and then build from there. Look again, it's in and it's back again.
Well, they're playing on recent form, not on reputation,
yes.
Which is the right thing to do.
This is what I'm saying here. Difficulties here, finding a pass, looking forward. Eventually, it's a long ball in.
Cudicini was not back on his heels that time. The flag in the end did go up.
Well, Mario Melchi was the only one that could have been interfering at all there. It was round a little bit further than he should have been, the full-back here. See, he starts to drop off. Look at the centre-backs going out, but he is offside.
It's gone up again. We mentioned it on Wednesday, Andy, the fact that Claudio Ranieri, when in trouble, reverts back to players that he had prior to the start of this season. There were 8 started on Wednesday. I think there are 7 today.
Yeah, Makalele back in today, isn't he?
Ronaldo. A good reach by Fletcher. All Scholes, Van Nistelrooy, Ryan Giggs. The great stop by Cudicini. Giggs went for placement. Steve Bennett has
he's looking
Scholes. This is the referee who gave, of course, that penalty for Manchester United late on against Arsenal back here in September. Caused all sorts of repercussions.
The best piece of football United have played. And what a save this is. Look at John Terry, though, back on the line. Would he have gotten there had he beaten the goalkeeper? Well, there's a coming together here, certainly. But he goes down rather easily. And that's why Steve Bennett's decided that he was trying to influence the referee. He's on his way down, really, Paul Scholes. But the build-up's the best piece of play they've made. From left to right, sweeping move.
Ryan Giggs coming on to it. See exactly what he was trying to do. Pass it beyond Cudicini into the bottom corner.
It's one of those that if you get it up in the air, then you score. Because the goalkeeper can't get up there. If it's along the ground, it does give him a chance.
And Cudicini got enough strength into his save. It flew past Van Nistelrooy. Anything gentler, and Ruud would have ended his goal drought.
But they needed that, Manchester United, that piece of play, that chance. Because it had been a 25 very, very good minutes for Chelsea up until then.
Giggs. Scholes goes to get it back from Gronkier. And Lampard losing out to Ronaldo. Miss hit by Bridge. Giggs going around the outside. Makalele gets in the way. So Giggs was just trying to pick out Van Nistelrooy, who could have been offside.
Well, that's what Makalele was bought for, that kind of incident there.
Well, suddenly you're hearing the fact that there are 67,000 people in this stadium, most of them backing Manchester United. They've been pretty quiet. They've been quietened by the swagger of Chelsea, the goal of Chelsea in particular. Gary Neville, who glances it away. Man got away, the ball didn't.
No, he kept his eyes on it. But that Giggs move, the chance that led to the That wonderful save from Cudicini. It's lifted Manchester United.
Gudjohnsen. Cole, the only ball on. And he's backed up by Jeremy. Bridge. Gudjohnsen around the penalty spot. He's there. Still keeping it short, Chelsea. Scholes.
I tell you what, he's a lucky boy, Paul Scholes. I tell you, the referee reached for a pocket there, you know, Martin, and I think he realises who it is.
That's a yellow card.
You cannot do that and not be booked. Steve Bennett's done him a favour there. And I think the referee did. He had a little look at, little action, he got his pocket, and then he suddenly thought, oh.
It's 5 years ago that Paul Scholes was sent off here in an FA Cup quarter-final against Chelsea. Gronkiar was the one looking for it. Now Joe Cole has mishit it, and Gronkiar coming back. Flag has stayed down. Goes out of Fletcher for a corner.
Well, that's a strange one. I mean, first of all, I don't know whether Gronkiar should score here. I mean, he seems to miss a header, but then the shot comes in. They're looking for offside. He is offside because the goalkeeper's out. Not the fact that Sylvester on the line, but the goalkeeper's out ahead of him. So the flag should have gone up for offside. Not another decision that goes Chelsea's way to lead to a goal, could it?
No. Cole. Lampard. Gronkiar on corners with Hasselbank, of course, not involved in the game today, though he is here, and if you missed the earlier news, was scheduled to be a substitute. But felt a calf problem that he got on Wednesday resurface in the warm-up. Gary Neville. And it's been the type of contest you hope for when the two of the top three square up to each other in England's top league. Terry. Makalele. Bit over-ambitious. Long way out from Giggs, you might say the same about him.
Yeah, he had players. He shifted to Ronaldo, who's just to his left. And he's got a wonderful chance of running at the last defender.
As a push on Cole by Gary Neville. Jeremy might just benefit from the fact that Scholes hasn't been booked.
Well, that's what he's doing, Steve Bennett. He can't possibly book Jeremy, whose tackle was more of a proper tackle. And Paul Scholes comes in at the side here and pretty much gets the ball, I felt. I think he's entitled to go for that. The ball was there. He didn't come in from behind.
Scholes. And Makalele rather getting caught with the ball at his feet. Together between Sylvester and Gudjohnsen. Tim Howard, who got the players' vote. All-star goalkeeper. I think reflects the fact that the votes were taken earlier in the season. He did have an outstanding first half of the season. His first, of course, with Manchester United. Giggs, Fletcher, pursued by Huth.
Well, that will be a booking.
Outside.
Yeah, it's outside. He had warned Robert Huth a while ago, Steve Bennett. He said to him, he'd called him, he says, that's two. He said, one more. The next free kick he gave away he was going to be booked for. Fletcher just sucked him in, waited for the tackle, poked the ball away from him. He's committed, and when he doesn't win the ball, booking's inevitable.
Left an imprint recently on a certain part of Alan Shearer's anatomy.
But much better for Manchester United. That was slick, quick, accurate football. And he'll fancy this the number 7.
Yes, this season's number 7. Giggs is there as well. Ronaldo. John Terry didn't flinch. Scholes. The free kick with a perceptive piece of play. Gary Neville's ball towards Scholes.
Well, plenty in there for Manchester United. 5 red shirts waiting in that cross.
Well, forget about the FA Cup final.
Well, there's a game to be won. I was curious about that, whether Sir Alex would say, well, look a minute, this might be my FA Cup final side, apart from Roy Keane, but there's a football match still to be won and 3 points to be played for.
And a goal to be scored. Remember, they failed to score in 3 of the last 4, and the last 2. To find 3 Manchester United League games without scoring. And you have to go back to only the 3rd month of Premiership football, October 1992. That included a goalless draw. To find 3 defeats in a row and no goals scored, April 1989. And they were just a middle of the table side, Manchester United, then in the old Division 1. But Sir Alex Ferguson was gearing up for
I'll tell you what they're going to
glory.
do, Martin, as well. I've got a sneaky feeling Paul Scholes is coming off. I think Sir Alex might be just worried about if he got sent off today, would he miss the final?
He would.
Well, I think that's in his mind. Oh, it is Paul Scholes. Now, he looks right, but I just think that the United manager knows how important this boy's going to be in 2 weeks' time. He's been booked. He got away with it. He should be off. That was a bad tackle, and it certainly should have got a yellow card. And the United manager said, listen, there's a more important game as far as you're concerned, Paul, in 2 weeks' time. He looks puzzled, Paul, but I can only think that's the reason.
Partly protection for Scholes, partly the need of this match to find some extra firepower, and certainly Louis Saha has brought that with him from Chelsea's neighbours, Fulham. Well, straight away. There's a late challenge by Philip Neville. I'm not sure he realises how much the manager has done him a favour.
Well, he probably feels he'd be all right, and he got away with it, but, you know, that man's paid to make the decisions like that, and he knows in 2 weeks' time Paul Scholes would be absolutely furious with himself. Remember, I think Paul Scholes missed the Champions League Cup final, didn't he?
He did.
Through suspension. Now, would he want to miss another FA Cup that they haven't played in for, what, 5 years? Because of a stupid suspension now? So...
But it tells you something about the boy.
Yeah.
He wants to be playing in this game, and he's rather feeling humiliated at the moment. It's such an early withdrawal. Here's his replacement. If you don't get there straight away on a slick surface like this, you'll never catch it.
But different proposition now, different ball game for Chelsea. They now have 2 up top to deal with. They now have the undoubted pace of Saha to cope with.
Questioned by the referee as to the state of his health. Sylvester then put the ball out.
Just takes a whack on the back.
And we're talking about who's going to finish second here. 4th place on the agenda later today. Liverpool at Birmingham, fixture they lost last season. And you can see that, the Premiership Plus pay-per-view, channel 433 for further details. Tomorrow, Sky Sports 1 Super Sunday, Fulham against Arsenal. Arsenal, penultimate game of the season. They go into still undefeated in the league. You used to say, Andy, didn't you, that if you finished above Manchester United, you'd be champions. Chelsea have a great chance of disproving that perceived piece of football wisdom. Still waters run deep. That's the difference in culture. It is seen as a slight, isn't it, from Paul Scholes' point of view. If it was a player from another country, they totally understand.
Yeah.
Shake the manager by the hand and
wish them all the best.
well, maybe. Certainly go off down the tunnel to get showered and properly prepared for the next training session.
Nice ball, close. That's one thing that's improved, don't you think, with Frank Lampard this season, his passing ability. You know, at West Ham, he was always regarded as a runner, get ahead of player, goal scorer, midfield player.
Wasn't that a typical West Ham goal, that second Chelsea goal? The third man running, they call it.
That's it. But he's added the passing to his game this year, I feel.
Yes, he scored 15 goals, Frank Lampard, and made plenty of others as well.
Just a little lull in the game for the first time.
O'Shea. Giggs. By Melchiot.
Nearly. An outstretched leg on Melchior was important there, but Giggs was through.
On the opposite side of the pitch, Ronaldo came all the way back with Wainbridge, wanted the ball played over the top diagonal that he could chase, but Ronaldo stopped that being possible. There's a perception of what was being built up on the near side of play as we look. And Carl Sylvestre and O'Shea. Fletcher. So look back on this season with a sense of profit for his club and his country, Scotland. Ronaldo, poked away by Terry. Touches on. Ronaldo crosses himself though, and O'Shea gets to it. Huth, penalty. Louis Saha fell by Robert Huth.
Stick a leg out like that and don't win the ball, it's a penalty. Saha gets there first. Penalty. Easiest decision Steve Bennett will make today.
Should it be a second yellow card?
Nah.
Well, Ruud van Nistelrooy has probably been ruining since September. The penalty that Steve Bennett gave Manchester United against Arsenal that he pumped against the bar. But here he is. This to level it before half-time. No! Cudicini! It was a low one, and goalkeepers do have a chance of reaching out like that. He had to reach a long way. A great save.
When you guess right, like he does, and it's not right in the corner, like it isn't, you've got a chance as a goalkeeper. It's a surprise. Thought he might get some air in that.
Relieved Huth. Still the corner to deal with. Kroenke is there.
Well, that's been a good first half, this. Some lovely football, some chances. Manchester United will feel that they certainly should be level.
Well, Van Nistelrooy's name's been in the paper, not for playing recently. Rumours of a move, injury problems. Even the suggestion of a dispute with the manager, Joe Cole. The manager would have been worried there as Chelsea put it together again, clicked back into gear.
Well, this is from back to front. Lovely sweeping football. The only time the ball left the ground was there, but it was an awkward one to hit for Joe Cole. It just sat up as he controlled it.
Terry. Melchiot.
Well, when you see Claudio Cudicini, or Carlo Cudicini, sorry, make a save like he made there, and the one from Giggs, you now understand why he's such an important part of this team, why they've had so many clean sheets in the Premiership this season.
Well, the manager will call him an honorary Claudio. Carlo Cudicini.
Well, even doubts about the goalkeeper's future there must be, isn't there?
Peter Cech is coming. international from the Czech Republic, who's been playing his club football in France. Cudicini read that well.
I tell you, there've been no shorter takers for that goalkeeper, I tell you.
Gudjohnsen. Chelsea have also acquired Arjen Robben next season from Holland. Player heavily linked previously with Manchester United. Who have been used to getting who they want and what they want.
Well, this is good from Chelsea just before half-time. You want to just keep the tempo out the game. You want to keep possession. That's exactly what they've been doing.
Not resting on their laurels, because John Terry's supporting on that left-hand side. Bridge crossing. Fletcher. One added minute. Van Nistelrooy placed that hoop actually showed
free kick, I think, Martin. I think Steve Bennett's given a free kick against Frank Lampard. It was a kind of token gesture from Lampard as well, the tackle.
And whether Chelsea expected the free kick to be given, because they were a little static at the back. Van Nistelrooy was on the gallop. Well, he's fouled from the penalty spot against the team that's finished first, and the team now that's likely to finish second. It happens.
It does.
O'Shea. Sonic Ferguson will be thinking, why does it just have to happen now when we've made this change? Saha's come on and got the penalty. Level at half-time. But they're not. They're still behind, thanks to Cudicini's agility and excellence. Out guest Ruud van Nistelrooy. And Chelsea, who certainly played extremely well for half an hour. Jesper Grønkjær embroidered that with a goal that was very easy on the eye. And Claudio Ranieri, still the Chelsea manager, goes in at half-time at Old Trafford with his Chelsea leading.
United have had a penalty saved as well. The corner that led to the goal, we've been looking at a few times, didn't cross the line.
No, it didn't cross the line, and really, I think it came off Gudjohnsen as well. But Tim Howard, to be fair to him, is not really going to see that. He's got to play safe as a goalkeeper.
So he didn't need to go for it, but he felt he should.
But he felt he had to, because if he leaves it and he gives a corner and they score from it, ironically as they did. But there's the rules say once you're in possession as a goalkeeper in your hands, you can't pick it up again. For me, that's a free kick anyway.
This time, Grønkjær meant to shoot.
Oh, without a doubt, yes. You know, on Wednesday it was a bit of a fluke, but this is a fantastic finish, to be fair to him. And for me, Chelsea have been excellent today.
Let's find out what happens in the second half with Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Perfect timing, Ian. Chelsea ready to go at the start of the second half, hoping to reproduce their excellence of most of the first. I say ready to go, but there was one player a little late on parade, and Jesper is with us. More of the same, please, from the neutral point of view. Melchior. Highly entertaining, highly eventful. Two teams highly placed in the table. Cole. Jeremy. So Cole again. Furthest forward in that pattern of play for Chelsea was Wayne Bridge. Makalele. Gets across, uses the conditions to his advantage, and slide into the challenge. Season's finishing pretty well for Joe Cole as far as club football is concerned. Of course, he hopes it won't be finishing full stop. No question about him. Giggs, he is the subject of the player cam for Sky Digital viewers in the early minutes of the second half. Grønkjær is just a little guide on from Mighty Gudjohnsen, who's been bowled over off the ball by Philip Neville as they chase the play well out of the gaze of all the officials.
No, not happy, was he?
No.
I had a good Johnson at all there.
Seen one or two thou shalt not pass moments from Phil Neville. Lampard. Booth, who can shoot from distance. Jeremy likewise, but the ball was still just rolling a little bit and he didn't quite get set to maximise the position.
Well, trying to start with the left off, Chelsea. Slick, passing, movement. Trying to control the tempo of the game.
Terry's header was neither one thing or the other. And Huth tried to help out the skipper.
No, it's a surprise. I thought it was just going to be a little guided one back to Cudicini. You'd rather put your centre-back partner in a little bit of trouble, John Terry, with the header.
Silvestre. Giggs. Zaha and Van Nistelrooy reunited by the substitution, not in the original selection, Louis Zaha. They've only started 4 Premiership games together. And those 4 have scored 6 goals between them, and they represent a real chance of Manchester United recovering in the second half, despite Van Nistelrooy's penalty failure, or should we say Cudicini's splendid save. Zaha going down and fouled by Hoop for the penalty itself. O'Shea. Backline, it's virtually picked itself really since Rio Ferdinand's fate was decided, and poor Quinton Fortune.
Good tackle, McAleary.
The knee.
Again, that's what he's there for. Stopping people breaking onto the back 4, if at all possible, and that's what he did with Giggs there.
Jeremy. Bridge. He's had some disappointing times on this ground with Southampton. Heavy defeats. Lampard also in his West Ham days. Zaha. Representing Manchester United's chance of a renaissance in this game. John Terry doing some pulling back and being now pulled towards the referee.
Well, he's got a great view of this. You can see the referee running right there. And you can see John Terry. He'd always fancy Louis Zaha in a straight race between the two. He needed a little bit of help there. Unfortunately for John Terry, right down the eye line of the referee.
Both centre-backs booked for Chelsea. And Mr. Roy lurking again. Giggs takes. Comes out to Zaha and then Fletcher. Trying hard to get over the ball, but under it. He thinks very highly of Darren Fletcher. And you just wonder, Andy, I'm by no means writing obituaries to players, but the golden generation, late 20s, Giggs' case in his 30s now, and they keep saying they've run miles and miles and miles for Manchester United. There has to come a time,
yes,
when those players, and it might be a whole set of them within a few months, have to be replaced. That's going to be a tall order for the Manchester United manager.
It is to get the qualities that all those boys possessed.
The togetherness, the belief in the club, the passion for Old Trafford. Of course, they lost one of those by the manager's choice when David Beckham was sold to Real Madrid. Maybe they'll be looking for another Eric Cantona. I'm not sure that the real one can do the job anymore. He's put on a kilo or two. Maybe he's bulking up for a part in his acting career.
It's just a bit long at times. It's just a bit long.
the head of Makelele. Phil Neville crisping to the feet of Van Nistelrooy. Very impulsive player, Robert Huth, and look at that yellow card. He has got to walk on the proverbial eggshells in the second half. But I think it'll be massively significant, Andy, for Chelsea to confirm finishing above Manchester United with a result here at Manchester United. It's a real in-your-face situation at last season's champions, and the real power in the Premiership since that change in format came into being to deal with. Melchior. No, it's a free kick, foul on Giggs. Giggs, Zaha. Nearly became a lucky pass for Van Nistelrooy. Zaha thought he was fouled. Huth with a give and go. Gudjohnsen. Huth has continued his run into the middle. He's got plenty of presence there, and Bridge looks for him, but it's nowhere near finding it.
Pity. You'd expect Bridge to do better. Much better quality than he showed there. He kept going, the young centre-back, and just dragged himself to the back post there. He's ready and he's waiting for any decent ball in there to attack. Just didn't come his way.
There's a bit of a coming together there. Zaha and might just have had a case.
Well, he's quite good. He just started to lengthen at Manchester United in the second half. Claudio Ranieri's down in the touchline. He's trying to get his back four as high up the pitch as he can. He's offering Zaha ground to run into.
Giggs. Zaha there before Huth. Melchior quickly on the scene. Really quick response by Giggs. Fletcher. Makelele. Able to get Bridge out of the way. Cole. Lampard
again. And that's the ball.
I've seen a play to Kroenke. Melchior lending assistance on the outside. Scored a goal at Old Trafford, actually, Mario Melchior, in the 3-0 Chelsea win here. Kroenke scored a goal today, but are we going to see a similar discrepancy first half, second half, as we saw from him on Wednesday?
The director's been kind in not showing that shot.
Wes Brown, 15th consecutive start for Manchester United. It's doing him a power of good. Zaha. Fletcher. Zaha. Flicked off the head of Huth. Giggs. For Fletcher. Could have hit it first time.
Just don't think it was set right. It's the right idea.
Kroenke knew exactly where Gudjohnsen was going to. It was clever play by Jesper Kroenke with the inside of the head as well as the outside.
He shouldn't be giving him free kick away there. He's not going anywhere either, Gudjohnsen. He's got his body in front of the ball, so Dest can't get to it.
Lampard. The problem with this system, Andy, is it does ask a lot of Eidur Gudjohnsen, doesn't it? And without Hasselbank, without Crespo, not going to be easy for them to put some fresh legs on in that particular department.
But they've played it well, Mark. They haven't asked too much of the front man because they've passed it so well in midfield 5, if you like. They've kept the ball so well at times and have interplayed amongst themselves so well. But Eidur Gudjohnsen he's been well looked after by his other teammates. I have to say, they've not just lumped it there and said, chase that, Eidur. They're invariably playing the ball at him, towards him.
Giggs. That place. Came back, Ryan Giggs thought he fell on the ball. Melchior. Oh.
Ryan Giggs is just going to trot into shot because he feels there was a certain infringement when he was going towards the touchline. That's why he's arguing his point. He's not trying to get anything from his mate, but he just feels that he's eating the sandwich there, or perhaps it was a handball. I think that's what he's claiming for. You can see it. But that would have been a harsh decision against Kroenke.
Well, that was another you will not get past moment from Philip Neville, for which he's paid a price, this time a yellow card. It was a pretty cynical challenge.
Yeah, once the ball's nicked past him here, he's got no intention other than just make sure Melchior doesn't go with it.
Melchior well enough to take the free kick.
Well, it's a cup final to come, Mark, we know that, but this would be a real damp squib for Manchester United in their last Premiership game of the season, but to end in yet another defeat.
Oh, and it's under hit by Brown.
Chance here, if he plays it right.
He being Jeremy.
No, he didn't.
He'd have preferred to have Wayne Bridge that far up, wouldn't he, to cross it first time left-footed, but Paul Cole didn't back his left foot, and here comes Fletcher. Saha. Lampard. Kroenke. Oh, Ryan Giggs has whacked the ball away though in frustration, and
yeah, he's whacked it and it's hit Melchior. He very quickly apologised to the fullback because I don't think he meant to actually hit him.
No, but he did whack it away. And
yeah, he did. He could have got booked for that. Of course he could. You're right.
When you see it enforced and not enforced, that we start to get a little confused. It's a clear show of dissent against the decision by the Welshman. I must say the fans here have come for a party, whatever the scoreline is. Last match at Old Trafford. Well, they will be back here in 86 days' time for a pre-season tournament. We're going to bring you live on the Sky Sports, called the Tournament of Champions. More will be announced about it next Tuesday. Manchester United and 3 top-rating clubs from around the world.
John Terry showing a bit of adventure there. And now he's going to get 60 yards back down the pitch. But Makelele's trying to fill in for him.
O'Shea. Giggs. Terry is back in position. Phil Neville. Fletcher. Bridge made the challenge.
It's where they've shut the door more often than not, Chelsea. When it's been narrow like that.
Makelele.
Well, this is what I mean about Johnson. You know, they've passed it that well, just like that. They've played it into him, and he's did a little bit, and he's given it back to them, and then they'll manoeuvre it again or try to.
Kroenke emphatically stopped by John O'Shea. And the work of getting the ball, which was excellent, ruined by the use of it. An hour gone. Manchester United fighting hard. They have a reputation to try and re-establish. Louis Saha, the player can. But with Saha and Van Nistelrooy looking for the right kind of pass and making the runs, of course, without Scholes, who can supply those passes. We're looking at the other midfield players to try and fill that void. Booth. Makelele. On from Gudjohnsen. Kroenke. Lampard's made his run. Kroenke's running with the ball, and
he was a little unlucky, you know, he nearly got through.
He nearly got a free kick.
Yeah.
Let's see Lampard go, he could have played it. Melchior. Lampard. Good Johnson. Ooh, got past the Philip Neville. Maybe shouldn't have been allowed to. Tried to slide it through for Melchiot in the end. A flick from Saha. Giggs stayed on his feet, did well to do that. Saha. Pacey counter-attack from Manchester United. Saha's got 3 up in support. Tries one himself in vain.
High, wide and handsome. But either Good Johnson there should just have played the ball wide. He tried for the killer ball to Melchior and he almost paid for it. You know, Saha rattles that in the top corner and his teammates will look around and say, why are you giving possession away like that? Because possession's been good for Chelsea in the second half. There's not been any great dramas at Carlo Cudicini's end of the ground, really.
Makelele, Jeremy, good Johnson. Plenty of support in close positions. Flamboyant from Joe Cole. Wainbridge didn't give it up and by just persistence got the throw. Back to Jeremy. Lampard almost had to tackle Makelele as well as a couple of Manchester United players. Booth. Bronchier. Bounce back and out off the dome. By whose goal Chelsea continue to lead. Brown. Of course, they're on for a Premiership double. Chelsea having won through Lampard's penalty over United in November at Stamford Bridge. Giggs. Gary Neville. Just have been pulled away from that, Gary Neville, by Jeremy. And now Joe Cole free possession. Bronchier. See what he's trying to do. He's just trying to lure John O'Shea in and then use the green grass behind the Manchester United left back.
He wants the tackle to come, that's what he does, yeah. If he can just lift it over that tackle. But this has been an excellent away performance, if you like, against the top club, one of your top rivals. They set the stall out not to be easy to play against. You know, they've had one attempt on target, that's the most important one, but they haven't had to do an awful lot since then. They've kept possession of the ball, they've worked it well, and they've defended well as a unit as well.
Good Johnson, it is there to be hit.
Either side of the goalkeeper, it might have given him a problem. He's done this quite well at times, Good Johnson. He's worked the ball, they think he's going one way and he just tucks back in the other. Look how many players he loses then. Big gap open for him.
Saha. But when you praise the Chelsea performance, Andy, you're praising the Chelsea manager as well.
Well, you're praising the way he's set his stall out, but you're also then looking at the players on the pitch who do it for him. And they've played really well. I mean, games like this, top games like this, it's amazing how possession is important in the game. And Chelsea have had plenty of that.
We're still only 20 minutes into the second half. Chelsea know only too recently how promising positions can fade away. Phil Neville, Gary Neville, Ronaldo. Pretty much on the periphery of things. A good spell in the first half. Fletcher.
Offside. Lots of blue shirts around as well. Flagging up pretty quickly. You just have to look centrally to see anyone just... It's a pretty good line they've got, Chelsea there. Look at that.
Chelsea in second place, have the second best defensive record in the Premiership. Of course, champions Arsenal have the best and are the top scorers, and Chelsea the second highest scorers. Manchester United third in both categories. Sort of logic to the table.
What they are top end is keeping clean sheets, which is what they need to do today to, as you say, complete the double over Manchester United this season. This is where they've worked Manchester United players really well. Look at Phil Neville chasing, trying to get a tackle in. Just as it comes, they're popping the ball off. They really are working Manchester United across the middle.
Ronca tries John O'Shea again, gets his cross in, and Sylvester cushioned it sufficiently, otherwise it would have rolled to Lampard, and the right person in the right place for Chelsea had that happen. His hoop.
He had nothing on there, Mikel Sylvester, Martin. He stepped out of defence, he's looking for a pass, he's looking, and nothing's happening, so eventually Jeremy just closes him down. Chelsea win the ball back.
There is Jeremy from Melchior. Another feature of Chelsea's play. In the spells of possession, they've made extra men come forward. There's their right back getting his arm pulled for a moment, but Phil Neville in the end clears. But a very powerful challenge by Huth. And he might have been trying to do a Gronkiar then. And Nistelrooy was just rocked by that for a moment to get the air back in the lungs.
He was a little bit on his heels, waiting the ball arriving. As we said about Robert Huth, he just gets on with it. He's a defender.
Terry. Bridge is limping a little bit down beneath us.
And Celestine Babayaro have already made replacement, so I don't think Chelsea will take any chances with Wayne Bridge if he has got a knock.
We're in that time of the season with Euro 2004 looming large, when any international player, let alone an England player, you look at with a little extra concern. Celestine Babayaro has had his own injuries this season. He is available from the bench today. Well, it's a big day in the first division of the Nationwide League tomorrow. Playoff places up for grabs. Ipswich against Cardiff, Sky Sports 1. Coventry against Crystal Palace. Palace need a point. Sky Sports 2. Peter Reid, though, makes his managerial bow for Coventry. And those Coventry players will want to impress him. Potential confusion between Brown and Gary Neville. In the end, like a foul by Gudjohnsen. And then Jeremy got the ball, and Joe Cole did well to keep it. Gronkiar. And the head of Gudjohnsen. Where's Brown switched off? Gudjohnsen comes out from Howard to Jeremy. The flag has gone up against Lampard.
Well, Gudjohnsen is a chance. He's so good at close control, Ida Gudjohnsen. You think he's going to hit this now, but he's trusts his own ability to skip round Gary Neville. And it's only that he gets so close to the goalkeeper that makes the chance difficult in the end. Tim Howard does well to stay on his feet and close the gap down. And that's what made the chance difficult in the end.
Well, there was some promising play there by Fletcher. Couldn't quite deliver the pass to Ronaldo. Bridge moving a bit more freely. Ooh, Lampard. I lost it there, and Giggs had been able to keep the ball after closing him down. They were a high line, Chelsea, and Giggs could have sped away into a really promising position for an equaliser. Didn't happen. Still 1-0 to Chelsea. Sylvester. Well, of course, for a long time he was the left back, and it's not a strange position to find himself in.
Nah, that's wasteful, isn't it? Absolutely acres to do what he likes, pick out a cross, but it happens.
If you've just joined us, Ronquier scored in the 19th minute, just before half-time. Carlo Cudicini saved a penalty from Ruud van Nistelrooy. Roman Abramovich knocked by private plane this morning.
We're just looking at Manchester United's back. Sylvester actually playing at left back now, Martin. They've just shifted him, Sir Alex, and John O'Shea on the ball now at centre back. Obviously wants someone more direct who can get forward as a natural left sider anyway.
But it's O'Shea's pass. Oh, Robert Huth will be off here.
I don't know how good a view he gets to this, the referee.
Chelsea down to 10 men.
The lad might be unlucky. It happened very quickly. The only decision he's got to make, you look at the referee as he's looking right down the line, but does he get a good view of it? Does he win the ball? That's the decision that has to be made. Doesn't really get anything, does he? A little nick. You see the referee's position. He sees the tackle come in. And as soon as he decides that it's a free kick, then the rest's inevitable. He has to go.
Well, he's fallen off the tightrope that he was on. So numerically, the pendulum swings to Manchester United. Zaha having a look as though he fancies a shot from this range. Giggs to Louis Zaha.
A little bit of work to be done on that. A little bit of rearranging. I guess Melchi will go in centre-back now. It's whether they get on Glenn Johnson or Babayaro as a full-back on his Johnson strip, so that answers the question. And sacrifice one of the midfield players. Oh, it's Melchi, in fact. Now, that's a strange one. Frank Lampard looks a bit puzzled by that as well. He's not quite sure. Frank's in the centre circle with his hand out going, what's going on? Yeah. I'm rather surprised at that decision, I have to say, Mark.
I don't think you're as surprised as Frank Lampard, who's absolutely astonished.
Well, what they're doing is playing Jesper Grønkjær at right back. Now, why play a winger who's not a great defender at right back when you've got a right back there? Melchior has played centre back plenty of times.
Yeah, and against Arsenal away in the Premiership this season, played very well as a centre half from the beginning of the game.
Well, I'm really astounded with that.
It must be an injury. Geoff Shreeves, as usual, is on the case. Jeff.
Andy, there was a reason for it. Mario Melchior has got a hamstring pull. That's why he came off.
There you are.
Thank you. There you are, Frank. Somebody tell Frank Lampard quickly. Because him and I were both confused. But we'll see now. Manchester United, this is, you know, you just think a big 15 minutes. Not in their season, but maybe with next season in mind. Big feather in the cap this would be. Chelsea to see this out.
Scott Parker's getting ready to come on. I think that's what Frank Lampard was telling us, that there have been times this season when he hasn't understood the decisions before.
Well, he's going to have to play right side a little bit. And Jeremy and Makaleli will play centrally, because he's going to have to give a little bit of protection. And Manchester United are going to exploit this, and you think that this side here, Martin, is where they're going to do it, left side. You look at Grønkjær, you've got Giggs, you've got Sylvester. If you want them on that side, it would be a case of widen the pitch as much as possible when you play against 10. Not narrow it, widen it. And
Ronaldo
the ball
from reasonably wide right. Bridges very, very quick off the mark. He certainly has been a value for money acquisition. Left back from Southampton. Lampard got his head to it. Back from Silvestre. Oh, Cudicini has dropped it. It's a gift for Ruud van Nistelrooy and Manchester United.
What a gift. What a gift. I can only remember him doing something like that once before, earlier in the season against Arsenal at Highbury. And he made a mess of an easy take. And this has got absolutely nothing to do with being down to 10 men. Because this is a little gift back in from Silvestre. It's high up there. Come on then, catch and practice. John Terry gets out the way. Well. What a gift.
Scott Parker is on. But Manchester United have scored. And Chelsea, with 10 men, are going to be vulnerable in this last 13 minutes. Van Nistelrooy gets his first Premiership goal for almost 3 months. Kleberson comes on for Philip Neville for Manchester United. Chelsea led from 19th minute to what? 13 minutes to go. Fooled Chelsea, but he fooled Ronaldo as well. With Van Nistelrooy then. Joe Cole came off Scott Parker.
Well, there've been absolutely no problem. Second half, Manchester United haven't really caused a problem to Chelsea, and neither did they cause one there. But it just shows you.
So close to going 3 consecutive Premiership games without scoring. Wasn't a chance that they really created. The greasy ball, a lapse in concentration from an otherwise splendid goalkeeper. And when a goalkeeper makes a mistake, the outcome is usually pretty costly. And Johnson lent into that.
Yeah. It was high up in the arm, towards the shoulder, but I think the referee probably got that right. But he played it rather quickly, Silvestre. There's still plenty of time for Manchester United to make the extra man count.
There's a lot of hope now, maybe even expectation around Old Trafford. John Terry cajoling his players to hold a higher line and try and maybe catch Van Nistelrooy offside and some others. Giggs takes, and it's Lampard who got in front of the Manchester United goal scorer.
Well, John Terry had to get them out, because I tell you what, they were really deep at one moment there. From where the free kick has been taken, far too deep.
Fletcher. Brown. Manchester United looking for a goal which will take who finishes in second and who finishes third to the last day of the Premiership season. Ronaldo comes off for Johnson. And Nistelrooy acting as ball boy, demanding the ball back from the crowd urgently, helping it on to the corner taker Ronaldo and getting back into position himself. O'Shea going near post. Grockyard heads away. A miscue by Gary Neville. Kleberson. He's had a season beset by injuries. His first at Old Trafford. Silvestre. Giggs. Saha was spare. And here is Kleberson.
Keep up. Might have got a shout there, John Terry. It's funny, isn't it, how games can change so quickly. Now they're a bit ragged, Chelsea. They're just hacking it forward out the way. Lost their composure a little.
Ronaldo losing the balance and the ball. Lampard. That probably should have been a Manchester United throw.
Yeah.
Chelsea 8.5 minutes plus added time away from confirming second place, but you feel that there's going to be some moments of real peril to that position. A little nervous flick of the head by Claudio Ranieri. He's entitled to be nervous. Whatever happens, it'll be the highest finish he's ever had in a league as a coach in all countries that he's worked in. 4th place, the best before. Of course, 4th last season with Chelsea.
Yeah, that's a certain free kick now. Just right through the back of him. You know, sometimes you can't get there as a centre-back. That's a case in point.
Well, I'm not sure how many touches of the ball he's going to get in these last 7 or 8 minutes, but Ida Gudjonsson.
Yeah, I think there might be a bit more activity at the other end,
yeah.
don't you?
And another end that's going to include Celestine Babayaro. Neil Barry shaking his head. Babayaro for Gronkiar is going to be the change. So the Chelsea goal scorer.
I think he had an idea, because when they were making it, so he just trotted away a little bit further up the field, so it would be a little bit longer. Take it off. Time added for substitutions now anyway, so real advantage in taking the time.
What's going on?
Babayaro is going to play in front of Bridge. Gudjonsson is allowed to come back on. Brown. Jeremy at right back, he knows that position. Glenn Johnson and Terry the centre backs, Bridge at left back, and a midfield screen as much as they can muster. Van Nistelrooy. And Johnson's got to be careful here. Sylvester's cross. Saha. Great spring and plenty of muscle tension to try and get some power into the header.
Yeah, no great timing on the header itself, though. That's what lets him down in the end. Trying to generate so much power, he just heads it straight in front of him.
Ran off Van Nistelrooy's shoulder to Giggs. Johnson, a bit of a gamble of a tackle, but he got away with it.
I always feel like when you play against 10, if your wide men can really take midfield players away, your full-backs then really can come in and dictate games.
Ronaldo. That's heavily overhit. Parker. It's Cleberson for Manchester United. Inside the last 5 minutes now. Ronaldo's cross. Terry read it.